Okay, today we're gonna review adding and subtracting decimals. So up here, there's a hole punched in it, but the big idea is that when you're adding and subtracting decimals, you must line up, that says line up, the decimal points. Okay, you have to line up the decimal points. If you don't, you're gonna end up with an answer that is incorrect. So let's look together at number 1. Okay, so I have 2.85 plus 1.4. Okay, so what you'll see is that I went ahead and lined up, let me actually make it a little bit darker, my decimal points. And what I like to do, just because I feel like it helps me keep things organized and straight, I like to fill in with extra zeros. Okay, so my trailing 0 goes there, and now I'm ready to add. So now I can do 5 plus 0 is 5, 8 plus 4 is 12, and then I'm going to carry that 1, and then 2, 3, 4. So my final answer is 4.25. And if you'll remember that last week we talked about estimating, and when we estimate, right, this is closest to 3, this is closest to 1, so my estimate would be that this is about 4, and that's about 4. So I can assume that I got it correct. Okay, let's look at number 2. It's subtraction. So I have 13.27 minus 5.55. Right? So I don't need to add any zeros, but I went ahead and just lined up the decimal points, and now I can subtract. So 7 minus 5 is 2. And then here, it's like, 2 is smaller than 5. So I'm going to make this a 12 by borrowing a 10 from over here. So 12 minus 5 is 7. Put my decimal point. And now 12 minus 5 is 7. So 7.72. And if I were to do an estimate and see what it should be about, right, this is 13 minus 6, and 13 minus 6 is about 7, right? This is a little bit more, but that's okay because this was right at a half, so I can assume I have my decimal in the correct place. Okay, number 3, I have 60 minus 19.4. So what can be strange about this kind is there's no decimal point. So if there isn't a decimal point, that means that it comes, if it's a whole number, it means it comes after the last whole number. So 60 and then a decimal, okay? And then minus 19.4. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my 0 here. Okay, so now I have to start with my borrowing, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, I need this to be a 10, right? So I need to borrow from over here. Because this is a 0, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and instead of 60, I'm making it 59. So 10 minus 4 is 6, 9 minus 9 is 0, 5 minus 1 is 4, and then I put my decimal point. Okay, a lot of times it helps if you think of it like money. So if I have $60 and I take away $19, right, that's gonna be 41. And now if I take away another 40 cents, it's $40.60. So 40.6. And then down here on number 4, we're gonna work it out left to right. So the first step is 8.5 plus 2.07. So I'm gonna put my placeholder 0 in there. 0 plus 7 is 7. 5 plus 0 is 5. Put my decimal point. 8 plus 2 is 10. Okay, but I'm not done because now I need to come over here, right? Because that was just this sum. So now I have to do 10.57 minus 4.31. So 7 minus 1 is 6. 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring down my decimal point. 10 minus 4 is 6. So I'm getting a final answer of 6.26. I can come back and I can check, right? This is close to 9. Plus 2 is 11. And then 11 minus 4 would be 7. Okay, but this was like 8.5, right? So this would be correct.